Hey, Chris, how are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Good, good. All right, so my first question for you, you're going to be on this new show with Matthew Perry, go on NBC. How'd you get on the show?
I have a great agency in CAA with many ties, and we have conversations all the time. They know what I like, and they reached out, and fortunately, go on wanted to work with us as well. So it was really exciting to be in that position.
Now, you're with Matthew Perry. He's a sportscaster. Was there any friendly basketball game?
No, we did. They had a basket in there, but I don't play with guys usually during the season. Well, during the off season, unless it's like horse or something. But it was quite difficult to try to get any sort of game in without making too much noise. The set and prop guys, they had to do their thing out there. It took a while. It takes a while to get all those things done, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, okay. Well, who would have won if it did happen?
Matthew probably would have got me, man. He
Yeah,
was
right.
shooting.
Let me, because you've done a lot of interviews, been on TV many times. Do you see acting as something you may be doing more in the future?
I'm definitely open to it. I'm not sure. I would say it's something that's a finite thing that I want to do in the future, but I enjoy doing it. I'm not as serious as, of course, the people who do it professionally, but I just do it just to have fun and just kind of dabble and see what I like. And I have great opportunities to work with great people, so I just want to take advantage of it and just try to have as much fun as possible.
Were you at all anxious? Was there any anxiety?
It was. I mean, working on set with all those great actors. I mean, with John Cho and Matthew Perry. I'm like, golly, I watched you guys' show, and
Sure.
now we're about to do lines and stuff like that. It was quite intimidating, but they made me feel comfortable. They were great guys, and if I had any questions, they came to me and talked to me and made me feel comfortable so we could make the episode as good as possible.
Hmm. And I've got to ask you about basketball. Let's talk a little bit about the championships. I mean, you are a NBA champion now, having come with the Miami Heat, having won. Does it change the game for you after winning the gold?
You know what? I was telling people this. For the first time in my career, I feel like a true professional. One because we went deep into the playoffs, and not only that, but we overcame our obstacle and accomplished our ultimate goal. But secondly, everything came by so fast. It was coming up as soon as we were done. We had like a week or 2 week vacation,
Hmm.
and then I had to start thinking about next season. I had to start preparing my body again, and getting conditioning right, getting in the weight room, working on things that I have to work on for next season. And yeah, it was just like a 24-hour around the clock thing, 365 days a year. And I remember watching my dad do that growing up in his profession. So, I really felt like a true professional because I didn't have an extended absence from the game.
And of course, you did come from the Toronto Raptors. In sharing the limelight, you were a very big star there. Now, sharing the limelight with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, what was the chemistry like when you first got there?
Yeah, it was just really filling each other out. We knew we. It's funny, you watch and you think you know what a guy does, but until you play with him, until you're with him day to day in practice and in shoot arounds and on the court for many many hours, you're not really in sync. And it took a very very long time for us to get in sync, to
Hmm.
know each other's tendencies, to know where they like the ball, what they're going to do, their habits in different spots on the court. That took some time, and we're still learning about each other. And I think that's the best part about us is that we're so eager to learn not only about the game but about each other and about the team as well.
Hmm. You mentioned these getting to know each other. LeBron coming a little bit later with you and Dwayne Wade there already, but What are they like on and off the court? I mean, what are they personality like?
Joking, fun-loving guys. They like to have a good time. They like to crack jokes. And, that's what it's about, having a good time and just, not only working hard, but playing hard, too. And, they're one of the guys, they really keep the mood light. And if it's ever a tense atmosphere, they'll definitely really, really just do a great job of loosening everybody up and just keeping, reminding everybody that we're here to have a good time and we have fun playing this game.
Does it elevate your game to be playing with such big stars? Because sometimes there are players that will get into a situation and they sort of sink back from that.
No, I think for me it elevates my game because I look at those guys and I want the accolades that they have. I want to be as good as they are, and it pushes me every single day in practice to really just compete with those guys, because sometimes we'll be on different teams and I'm like, hey, I want to get better today, and we're playing. I'm in the gym with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. We can have the best practices in the world right now, and that'll help me as a basketball player. That'll help us as a team if we come and give 100% every single day. You can't help but get better.
I remember watching you on the day that you guys won, shaking those bottles up. I also watched you photobombing a few interviews throughout the season. Would you consider yourself sort of the troublemaker in the locker room?
I wish. Nah, not so much, man.
Who are you competing with?
I just like to have fun. It's not really much of a competition. I think LeBron takes the cake in all those categories.
Okay.
I just try to have a good time. Those things kind of just happened in the corner of my eye. I'll see them, and I'm just like, man, I know it'll kind of catch people that's watching off guard, and I'm thinking, what would I like to see if I were in this position on my couch sitting down watching TV right now? What would I think would be funny?
Sure.
I just try to do things that I think are funny.
Do you remember what happened that night after you guys were partying and whatnot?
Oh, yeah, I remember everything. Yeah, I was very tired. That's one thing that I really didn't plan on thinking about, was how tired I was going to be. I was like, man, when we win, I'm going to party and we're going to have a good time. I just wanted to go to sleep. I just remember just being, going for a long time without champagne, with all that champagne still sticking on me. Champagne was in my shoes. I was just soaking wet. I was cold. I was tired. And I remember just getting in the shower, and I couldn't even enjoy the shower because my legs were so tired. We were at the arena until about 4 a.m.
Well, I also heard that you are a pretty big reader. I wanted to ask you about your foundation because you do a lot of sort of mentoring of kids, trying to get them to read as well.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Absolutely. My foundation is called Team Tomorrow, and we work in conjunction with other nonprofit organizations like Best Buddies. We're working on a couple of things to read. We just recently did an event with military moms, sending off care packages to our troops overseas. So we try to hit a bunch of different areas that I'm passionate about, and reading and kids are a huge part of it.
Mm-hmm. Now, if we want to watch you on the show, where can we go?
Tune in to NBC.
All right.
You go on, man.
There you have it. Chris Bosh, thank you so much for coming on, speaking with us.